So it's been some time since I uploaded here on YouTube, and I have a pretty good explanation for that, and I will get into that later in this video. But this time I'm coming back with a different approach. So without further ado, let me introduce myself once again. Hey, my name is Norbert and I'm a 19-year-old who is building his own creative agency while being a film school student and while building his personal brand on Instagram. And I decided to create this series, a filmmaker's diary, to basically talk about how it is to build a business while being a university, how it is to build a business, how it is to be a young entrepreneur, what are the mental barriers one might face, and to basically show what most of these gurus and entrepreneurs don't really show you or talk to you about. So I was greatly inspired by Iman Gadzi's old videos when he was just 17 years old or 18 years old, I don't even remember correctly. I want to do the same thing basically, but I don't want to vlog. I just want to sit down in front of my camera and basically just talk about what has been going on lately. And because of that, be prepared for some really raw videos. These are going to be probably uncut. I won't really edit them too much. There won't be any fancy graphic designs or transitions or sound effects. So if you are someone who is looking for that, then you have to go on and just click away from this video already. You can also unsubscribe because that is not my style in these type of videos. And the other reason I'm really trying to make this series work is to really deepen my relationship with my current audience that I've built on Instagram. I want to deepen my relationship with the people, and I also hope that I can inspire some of you guys out there to really just go ahead and chase your dream, because no one really gives a damn. And yeah, no one really gives a damn. Without further ado, let me tell you the first thing that really pops into my mind that I want to tell you guys is that it is okay to be absolutely uncommon. And I can really see that in university. Like, most of my classmates, if I can say that, they are not like me. When I read, they smoke a cigarette. When I'm in here at my workplace working and grinding, basically, they are out there having fun, and it's totally fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have fun. I too love to have some fun sometimes, but I do think that in your 20s, when you're turning 20, 21, you should really be focusing on building up your life. You have the most amount of time right now because you just finished high school and you have more time. Like, I do feel that now that I'm in university, I do have more free time than I had in high school. So you have a lot more time, you have a lot more resources, you have a lot more experience in real life, and you should really be focusing on building your dream life. Like, you should be hitting the gym, you should be working on a project, you should be building up your skills that are essential to really become a high value person. And I'm not going to clarify any skills. Like, you know what works with your personality. Like, for me, I'm a creative person. I have like a really good creative vision, and I know that. And because of that, I chose to learn videography and video editing and also content creation. And from that, I've built my own business. As a 21-year-old, you should really be focusing on making the time count. Like, even if you're in university, then pay fucking attention so you don't have to study at home, so you can work on something else. Like, I try to pay as much attention in university as possible because I don't want to study at home. I want to study there. I want to memorize the thing that we learn there. So when I get home, I can focus on my content, I can focus on my business, I can outreach to businesses, I can work on my videos and all that stuff. And that's why I think that being uncommon amongst common people is really important. Like, if you want to do something great, you have to stand out. You have to be weird. Like, people will look at you, you're weird. Like, I take my book to school because when we have some breaks, then I like to sit down and read a couple of pages because I want to read a book every single week. And I'm going to talk about the book I'm reading right now. And the next week I will hopefully be talking about a different one. So I always take my book to university. So when I'm in breaks, I can just lay back in a chair and I can just sit down and read. And I also have a highlighter on me. So I really just highlight what is important from that book, or what do I really find interesting and teaching and educative and everything. But these other people, they don't do that, and they are like, and then you can hear them complain like there are no opportunities, it's hard to really make it out, the rent is fucking expensive. And yeah, it is expensive, but I'm working my ass off to be able to pay it. And I don't mind if I have to save on food. Like, I'm not going to go and eat somewhere else when I know that right now it's better for me to save that money and invest it back into my business. Like, I'm trying to save as much money as possible. Like, someone is not rich by acting like a rich person. Someone is rich by acting like a poor person. Like that person is wealthy, not even rich. That person is wealthy. If you can act like a poor person while having money, you're wealthy, I think. We too have to practice that. And if you already practice that, then you're on the good way, my friend. Like you're on the good route. You have to keep this up, and don't worry if people look at you and say that you are weird. Yes, you are weird, and thank God you are weird. That's you. That is you, and that is your unique personality. Like, I don't mind being called weird or being called an introvert or a lonely type of person. Yes, I am a lonely person, and I don't mind being that. Like, it's part of my personality, and I fucking love being alone. A lot of thoughts come to my mind. A lot of my videos pop into my mind when I'm alone, when I'm on the bus going to university. As I said before, I'm actually reading a book this week, and I'm reading Ali Abdaal's Feel Good Productivity, which is an amazing book, and I can already recommend it. Even though I didn't finish it yet, I still have a couple more pages, around 100 pages or something like that. It already taught me a lot of important things when it comes to productivity, and it is really fucking amazing, and I can just recommend it to you guys. So please go ahead and check Ali Abdaal's channel out, because it is really amazing if you want to learn more about scientific productivity, if I can say it like that. And also check out his book, because it is full of value. Like, what I learned recently from that book is the Unblock Method, which is a solution for procrastination. So basically, when you find yourself procrastinating, there are a couple of ways. There is motivation, when you're just gathering motivation and pushing through and just saying that I'm motivated to do this and I'm going to do it. There is discipline, when you are like, fuck the mood, follow the plan, like Leila Hormozi says it. Just fuck the mood, follow the plan. And basically, it doesn't matter how do you feel about it, you have to do it. Go ahead and do it. And yeah, in some situations, discipline is actually, it matters a lot. I'm not going to lie, it matters a lot. Like, when I was running, it did matter a lot. But the method Ali proposes to us in the book is the Unblock Method. The Unblock Method is that you are going to analyze the problem that you have, and you basically ask yourself the question, why am I procrastinating? Why am I not doing the task that I want myself to do? And then you think about it, like, why don't I want to sit down and edit my videos? And for me, it's like, I don't want to edit my videos when my workspace is like cluttered, like when I have a lot of things on my desk or when it's dusty. Like, first I have to clean my workspace. No matter what, I have to go around with a vacuum cleaner, I have to wipe down my desk, my monitor, and then I can sit down and work properly. But when I do that, I can stay focused for 1, 2, or even 3 hours. Like, it doesn't even matter. I will sit there and I will do what I have to do without problems. Something you should try is to ask yourself, why am I not doing the task that I want myself to do? What is holding me back? Maybe it is because there is drama in your house. Maybe because, as I said, your workplace is full of clutter. Or maybe because you're just not in the mood. You had a bad day, so you have to think it, how can I make this more fun? Maybe you should listen to some music while editing your videos, for example. Cheer yourself up. That's what you should try to do then, if you're feeling bad, and that is basically making you not do the work you're supposed to do. So yeah, this is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned recently. And also, you need to understand as a young entrepreneur that most of the people around you won't believe your vision. Like, the elderly people just won't understand your vision, and it's totally normal. Like, they grew up in a different generation, and because of that, the thing you want to do is totally unfamiliar. Like, the first time I told my parents that I want to get into videography, they were kind of confused. Let me just say that. It's not like they didn't support me, because as much as they can do, they do support me. Like, they really do. Like, my father is a hobby photographer, so he takes pictures whenever he's in a good mood. And because of that, he wasn't like totally confused. He was just like, okay, but how are you going to make it work? And yeah, I still ask myself these questions, like, how am I going to make it work? And when you don't know what you're doing, you're probably doing something good, because you're letting your brain advance, and you're making sure that you're advancing to different regions, if I can say that, like in a metaphoric way. But coming back, you don't have to, your parents don't have to understand what you're doing. For example, your friends don't have to understand what you're doing. You just have to show them, like, stay quiet until you have something to show them. Like, I don't show off, or I'm not talking about my client wins, or I'm not talking about how many clients that I signed recently. I'm trying to keep it as low as possible. If sometimes my mouth slips, then fuck, my mouth slipped. But I'm not saying it because I really want it to, because my mouth slips, and sometimes it does slip. I don't want to praise myself by saying that, oh, I made such a good work for my client recently. I'm not going to say that. Like, I'm going to keep that to myself. And that's me. Like, I don't have to tell this to anybody. Yeah, I did a great video shoot for my client, but that's nobody's concern, only mine and my businesses. And most of the people are just going to come at you with cynicism, if that's the right way to say it, and hate. Like, oh, you think you're better than us? And yeah, no, I'm not better than you. You're just like me, and I'm just like you. I'm just willing to do the work that you aren't willing to do. And it's simple. Like in film school, it's, oh my god, that's a great story, by the way. Let me tell you that. I already talked about this one in one of my short form content videos. So the first time when I came to apply to a university, I was living with one of my friends, and after I applied to the university, we went out to have a little bit of fun, have a couple of beers together, and just talk. And we met we met two older guys who were doing their master's degree in the film school I just applied to. And they told me that I shouldn't apply and I should choose a different university. And I asked them, why? Why should I do that? This is something that I want to do. Yeah, but there are no opportunities in this town, man, and you should really look for a different university. And I was like, what do you mean? If there are no opportunities in this town, and let me tell you that the town I'm living in is big. Like, it is huge, and there are a lot of new businesses, and there are a lot of old businesses that you can help with whatever service you have as a young entrepreneur. They were like, there are no opportunities. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? And I realized that there are opportunities in this town, because I did go around with my camera in this town. And if you guys are interested in how do I do cold approaching, then leave a comment or DM me on Instagram. I don't know, and I will tell you guys all about it, and I will even show you if you guys want me to. But if you just go around with your camera in a town, if you're a videographer, then you will most likely sign clients, because you will put your foot in the door. But most of the people, they won't do this because it is boring, it is hard, and yes, it is uncomfortable. Like, going to a totally foreign place to offer your services, offer a free video, and you can get rejected easily, is pretty hard. Yeah, it is pretty hard, and most of the people won't do it. And I realized that these two guys probably don't do this. They are like, when there is work, they are happy. When there is no work, they're not. And they will say that there are no opportunities. When there is, you just have to look for them. You have to put yourself out there, and really, you can't wait for the opportunities to come to you. There is no way the opportunities will come to you. You have to go to the opportunities. Like, I just saw one of Daniel Dallon's posts, and it was like an aesthetic post or something like that. How can I say it otherwise? Where it says, you just got lucky. He just sits at his desk working 24/7. And I recreated that video in my style, basically. But I'm creating my own luck. I'm creating my own opportunity. I don't wait for the opportunity, and I don't wait for the luck to come. I'm creating my own luck, and I'm also creating my own opportunity. I'm not waiting for anybody at all. Like, I have a lot of things to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and create the opportunities for myself. I will go around in the city to look for the opportunities. I'm not going to wait. I don't have that much time at all. I'm soon to be 20 years old. I don't have a lot of time. Even though it might look like I have, I don't feel like I have a lot of time. I really don't. So, and you might ask yourself, why am I willing to share this? And I'm sharing this because most of the gurus out there aren't going to share this with you. They are going to charge you for it, but I don't really care about the money currently. Like, I just want you guys to understand that building a business is basically like chemistry class. When you see it first in the TV shows and the cartoons, they are like pouring substances together, and the laboratory like blows up at the end of the episode. Yeah, that's the fairy tale part of it. And when you get into high school or even middle school, I don't know where they start teaching it, it's totally different. You are learning complex equations. It's fucking boring. You have to study a lot so you don't get failed. Like, I nearly was failed from chemistry. It's totally different. And yeah, we do go to the laboratory a couple of times, but it's still not like in the cartoons and the TV shows. But what can you do, right? Like, yeah, that's the reality. And business is the same. You think that everything will be fine. Oh, I'm going to be such an Iman Gadzi type entrepreneur. The money will flow. I will find the perfect business model. Like, yeah. No, it doesn't really work that way. I spend most of my time here at my workplace. I write emails, I write content ideas and all that, yeah. So I'm leaving you with this information. I hope I can keep up this form. I really like it, to be honest. It was amazing to talk to you this week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.